Good day, YouTube. It's the 6th of February 2020, and done a few videos on this John Deere 111, but this should be the last video on the John Deere 111. It's been stored in the trailer here for going on a year and a half. Pushed it around as I add and take stuff out of the trailer, but she hasn't run in almost that year and a half. I put the battery charger on it about 5 minutes ago. I got a little air in the air tank. I got one. I put new tires on the front. One of them goes down after a couple weeks, so I'm going to send this little Jewel off to my dad. He's moved from Alaska back to the Oregon coast and bought a lot over there. Needs something to do some mowing. Less than an acre, so this 111 should be just a ticket. Need to put a tube in that tire today, get it running. It should fire right up, I hope. This is the one I put that 12-horse Briggs motor in, and on the transaxle, the disc brake thing, the pads were bad, and I had ordered them. By the time I was done with this little guy, the pads hadn't come in. They have obviously made it here. So I need to put the brake pads in so the brakes work. Other than that, it should be good to go. So we're gonna put some air in the front tire here real quick. Hopefully it takes air, it's not off the bead, and then we'll see if it'll start, and then we'll get the tube put in and we'll get the brakes put in. We'll go over, give the mower kind of a once over and get it ready for its new home. Hope it takes air. Go. Hard to get to. Oh yeah. Now then, let's see if she'll run. I hope it's got gas in it. It probably does. Throttle. Where's the choke? Oh. All the way up. See fuel in the filter yet. Let's go to warp speed. There's gas in it. Having a rough time catching a prime or something. Let me get a little spray helper. Alright, pull the air filter off of it. Let's see if she'll go now. I took this out and mowed with it for a little bit, and it did okay. The PTO switch is like spring-loaded back to the off position. You can make it stay, but as soon as you hit a bump, it turns off. Just bam. So evidently there was a catch or latch or something there that's kind of gone. I have another one, so we'll change that out because that'd be a pain to live with. So here's the new. You can catch part number. It's a aftermarket replacement. Appears to be the same. And then these are the brake pads for the, I think it's a Tecumseh transaxle. So we need to get those changed. And both tires were flat, but then again, it's been sitting for a year. I honestly don't remember now which one needs a tube. Might have to sit a day and remind myself. I don't mind putting air in them once a year or something, but twice a year. But it seems like it was going down in a couple weeks, so we'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna change that switch out and pull some tires or something. All right, we got the switch changed out. The new one works fine. Got the rear wheel off, and this is where the brakes go. That disc right there, that's your disc brake. And then there's a pad that goes, what, to pull this bolt and pull that bolt, take that off. And we have a pad that goes behind the disc and one that goes on this side of the disc. And that's the brakes. Those are the pads I just showed you. So, let's get to pulling this apart. I might be able to... I'm not sure. It's been a while since I had that apart, but I'll show you. So we just pulled this brake piece off. All it took was those two bolts, and it slid right out. The disc itself is just splined on. I don't know how much light there is there, but it's just splined onto that shaft, so you can just pry it off. And then you can see the square spot where the brake pad goes. So there was one in it and one was broke. So we're going to put this one in on the back side. Put this in on the front side, then there's a metal piece, because all that really happens is this lever pushes a rod, and that rod needs to push on that metal plate or you'll just break the brake pad. So the metal plate, then the brake pad, and then obviously the pad up against the disc. So it's going to take all three hands to put this back together. So let me reassemble. All right, it's really hard to film putting all this stuff back together. A few tips that I'll give you. The new brake pad fit really tight. I didn't think that was a good idea, that they fit tight, because they wouldn't release very good. So I took a piece of sandpaper flat on the counter and reduced its size all the way around and test fitted a couple times till it fit tight but not too tight, so when you backed off the brake it would release. So that went good. Basically, yeah, put it back together, put a cotter pin in the rod, brakes are good to go. So then, moving on. All right, I got the tube put in, and those are not fun. Couldn't video it because I couldn't guarantee the language. Anyway, I do got to put a battery in it. This one's not coming up too good, so that's kind of what I was thinking. But she starts to run good. PTO switch works good. I have the chute for the grass catcher. It just doesn't fit back in the trailer with it on there. I put a 1 7/8" trailer ball on it because my dad picked up a trailer with that. The adjustable heights deck, it all works. So I think we're good to go. So I'll pick up a battery and call it done. All right. New starter. We're in good shape. All right, gang. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up if you would, please. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Say goodbye to the John Deere 111.